Hey guys, don't forget to check out the 3 brand new Orabomb shirts that just dropped, all coming in a variety of colors. Links are in the description if you guys are interested. Now, on to the video. Hey guys, welcome back. Orabomb here, bringing you our probably last, unless I get really lucky tomorrow or Tuesday. Probably our last, actually maybe not, I don't know, but regardless, this might be our last live deck profile. Of course, you'll know in a couple of days if you see the next one that I upload. At least, actually, I shouldn't say last, because there's gonna be more when I come back from vacation. Just right now, I have none recorded, but this will be, I think, 12 days into my vacation, probably even more if I do this filler content, which means I'll probably be back home really soon, which means I'll be able to record more. Okay, regardless, this is our next live deck profile. On the left, you see me playing some Noivern, Altaria, the new Fight Alone Altaria, and on the right, you're gonna see my updated version of Malamar Necrozma for post-rotation. So we're gonna see if we can win this game. Obviously, Noivern is an item lock deck, and we have access to Altaria to make our item lock attacks now be 2-hit KOs, which is really good. But on the left, or on the right, we have Malamar, which is already a strong deck. And with the addition of Acrobike, it really does compensate for the fact that we're losing Sycamore and Bridges and stuff like that. It gives you more options to discard. It lets you search through your deck even more. I can tell you right now, in almost every game, if not every game, in my testing, I've always managed to get out 2 Inkays turn 1 while having a comfortable turn 2. So it's been pretty exciting for me. But yeah, it's Noivern with Altaria. If you guys don't know what Altaria does increase the damage output of your dragon type attackers by 2. I know that in this original build, my opponent did get Lily off turn 1, so shout out to Kate. In my original build, I was playing Malamar. I took out the Malamar. I kind of want to put it back in and test out more ideas. And you're going to see in this first 2 games, you're going to see me be playing with a couple different cards, and I'll be playing in the game 3. I guess we'll get to that closer to game 3, but as you can see, Acrobike did get her into another Inkay, because Acrobike is really strong in this deck. But in this game, I'm also playing a Latios Prism. That's a card I recently took out because I found that Latios Prism just wasn't as good as I was hoping it would be. Because, what was it? Latios, because you want to attach almost every single turn, if not every single turn, to a Noivern or a Noibat, which means you don't ever have time to attach to a Latios. Now, if I was playing the Malamar, I'd probably put the Latios back in because I can just accelerate energies onto the Latios, but without the Malamar, I ended up taking out the Latios as well because I just couldn't get it working. If you guys don't know what Latios Prism does, it does 50 damage times the amount of evolved dragon Pokemon on your bench. Between Lance, letting you get the new Prism Star supporter, lets you get out 2 dragons directly from your deck to your bench, including things. Oh, by the way, my backward cards are Acrobikes. I only own 4 now, so we're back to backward cards. But yeah, I have 4 backward cards in this deck. They're all going to be Acrobikes, so keep that in mind. But anyways, I took out the Latios Prism, took out the Malamar, and in this deck, I will be still playing the Latios Prism. And the next time I play this deck, it'll be updated without the Latios Prism. I'm also playing a lower count of Nest Balls in this deck and a higher count of Ultra Balls than I was beforehand. I wanted to take the current idea for Buzzgarb, which is they don't play Ultra Balls, they play 4 Nest Balls, 4 Mystery Treasures. It works a little bit better whenever you have Sycamore, but it's not that bad here either. It's just that you can't get your Swablues or your Noibats with Mystery Treasure, which is the reason why this deck's a little bit slower than expected, than I was hoping for. You can still play 4 Nest Balls and get all those as well, and we're gonna get off our turn 1 Lily as well, which is good. Lily's pretty strong in these decks that play the what's it called? These like treasures and stuff like that. But our general turn 1 goal is always going to be 2 Swablues, 2 Noibats. It's not always going to happen because we have to draw really well, but for the most part, that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm playing a pretty good amount of choice bands because as we can hit 50 with Noivern's attack, is his item lock attack. We hit 70 with a single Altaria on the bench and 100 with a choice band attached as well. So as you can see, these numbers rack up, getting you some solid 2-hit KOs. Ideally, you can get 2 Altarias down, so you're hitting 90 without a choice band, 120 with a choice band, so you owe 2-hit KO pretty much everything that matters. My opponent does have a Malamar down turn 1, as well as Dawnwings. Dawnwings is a little bit annoying, but we do have Aceroll in this deck, so we'll see if Aceroll can come in clutch. She's gonna use Cynthia, and I'm sorry for the colors being a little bit weird. I turned on this color correction to to just make things a little bit easier to see, but it did also make the colors of these full arts a little bit more awkward, so just forgive that for now. It's the only way, because if I turn off the color correction, it looks pretty awkward. I can maybe show you guys if I can remember to edit that part in so I can show you guys the difference between with or without it, because it's so much dimmer. But regardless, it should be fine. It's not a big deal. I don't usually play with full arts, but because I have an Ultra Necrozma Malamar deck list built IRL with my with all my full arts and secret rare cards, I was just like, whatever, we'll switch this up real quick. It doesn't take too many changes. My opponent's gonna play Ultra Ball again, dropping the other Lily. You can get Malamar number 2 or a Lele to get a draw supporter. As you can see though, this deck stays consistent even with losing all the discard draw, because you still have your 4 Ultra Balls, you still have your 4 Mystery Treasures, and you have Acrobike. You have plenty of ways to discard in this deck, even without Professor's Letter, even without, well, we still have Beast Ring, but you don't usually play Beast Ring because it's not Ultra Necrozma. As you can see, you can go ahead and do the do, and she can manually attach an energy and attack me this turn for sure. But it looks like she's just going to pass. She's not going to choose to do anything else here. We do get that second attachment, so if we can get 2 Noiverns down, we can retreat, because Noivern does have free retreat, and we do actually have 2 Noiverns, didn't even notice that. We're going to attach Choice Band here because Field Blower is less of an issue. But we get off item lock this turn. Unfortunately, my opponent can hit the Dawn Wings, and that'd be really awkward because we don't have a manual attachment here. We already did for the turn, which is why like this deck is still, the deck's issues have not been fixed. Now we could play a Zinnia. I personally don't play Zinnia, and I do want to test it. If you guys don't know what the Zinnia does, when you get knocked out, you can attach an extra energy to your dragon type Pokemon. I believe that's what the card does, but it's your supporter for the turn, and you never really want to use it as your supporter, which is why I want to play Malamar, because you can still get Inkays and Malamars with Mystery Treasure, but the deck space is so tight in this deck. That is so hard to pull off, because you want to make sure you're playing a high amount of energy so you don't ever whiff energies like I just did here. Unfortunately, we already attached for the turn, so it's not like a huge deal that we whiffed energies. It just kind of, we're in this awkward position because my opponent will be able to hit me for big damage next turn. Because of, he's going to hit me for 120, which is a 2-hit KO is what I'm trying to say. And since it's a 2-hit KO, and we can only attach once per turn, that means we're gonna have to let her take a knockout so we can continue the item lock. Because item lock is pretty rough against Malamar if you can get it early. Now we are going second. Going second is already like an instant loss when it comes to playing Noivern. You want to go first as often as you can. But we are going to be able to hit for a massive 100 damage here, I believe. Yeah, 100 damage, which is great because that puts her in range. Now, if I Guzma and GX, I hit for 100 damage as well. Now, do keep that in mind. The GX does 50 to everything on the board. She's going to judge me because that's her draw support for the turn. But she's in a fine position because she has 2 Malamars down. So even if she can't use items, she can at the very least continue to accelerate with Malamar, continue to get Pokemon down, and just kind of go from there. So like when it comes to item locking Malamar, you want to do it early before they set up their Malamars. It makes it a little bit harder for them later, because once they do have those Malamars set up, at least it gives them a really hard time for discarding their energies throughout the game, so they only have so many energies to work with, which is good in its own right. We do have Lance Prism, we do have an energy this turn as well. For next turn, I should say. But here comes the problems, here comes the pain. We can hit her for 100 now, and then let the Noibat be knocked out, hit her for another 100 later. But then as you can see, that good old boy over there is going to be damaging us for a lot of damage, but she doesn't have that many energies in the discard pile, and since we're continuing to item lock, it shouldn't be a big deal. Now we could potentially take a knockout here. I think we hit 120, 150. No, we only hit 170. Unfortunately, we don't have more damage boosters or Kukuis in this deck, although Kukuis might be something worth considering. I don't play any right now. Now we're just gonna have to let ourselves be knocked out, I think. That way we can hold on to the item lock, we get revenged, and she doesn't have any more energies in the discard pile as far as I'm aware. So even if we hit for the damage, we should be okay. I'm thinking about different plays I can make here, but Sonic Volume doesn't really do much. I'd rather just continue the item lock, that way she can't discard more energies and continue to set up that boy on the bench, Necrozma, that's the name, I keep saying boy. Inkay number 3 is down, but that's fine because that's another Guzma GX knockout while putting damage on the board. Like, we're continuing to spread damage, which is always good. He doesn't play another judge, which is a little bit annoying because we had an energy for the following turn. But if we can attach here, she would have to manually attach, and that wouldn't be a knockout because that only hits 190 with Necrozma. She would need 2 energies. Now, yeah, that's what will have to happen. That's her best play. She can't GX me yet because we haven't taken any prizes. And we did get an energy, luckily, a judge of our own, a Guzma as well, so we can actually knock out the bench Necrozma before it gets an issue. She would be able to GX, and that would be annoying as well, but it wouldn't be like it wouldn't be a game ender. And Necrozma is super annoying because she did get another manual attachment on it. which means if she gets one more, then she will be able to take a knockout the following turn, which we kind of have to avoid. Now, we can try to play Lance here, but she did shuffle away our Lance. The Guzma is looking like a really good play, because that Necrozma on the bench is scaring me. I can attach. I'm going to stretch her, probably put back this Noivern on the bench so I can, you know, have options for her later. I'm going to retreat, and of course, just Guzma up that boy, because that boy's got to go. I don't want to be O-code. This Dawnwings, even though it can 2 KO me, if she attacks me, I can just attack it next turn, taking 4 prizes. You know, we'll just knock it out, keep the item lock, take some prizes, and this thing can't GX me because we're at an even number of prizes now, which is good. So the only thing she can do is hit 120, because this deck does not play choice bands. There's no reason to play choice bands. So let's see what happens. She is judging, which means her hands aren't as amazing, but she did take 2 prizes as well. So let's see if she has any retort to the item lock. The item lock is looking pretty good right now. The Cynthia's here, so she's gonna be able to draw some more, but like the cool thing about the item lock as well is that it does keep her deck full of items that she can't use. So it does kind of clumps her down a little bit, because this deck does have to play a lot of items: 4 Ultra Balls, 4 Mystery Treasures, 4 Acro Bikes, 2 Stretchers. I played 2 of these. So, but she did discard a lot of the items. She did discard, because we did play some test games. So she is getting an idea of how you should play this matchup, which is good. We want to make sure these games are as good as possible for you guys. But she needs a Pokemon, and she does have Mewtwo. Now, Mewtwo's a threat because his GX attack does OHKO, which means that that thing is now an instant problem. That GX attack does do exactly 200, so this Mewtwo's such a huge threat, and she's just going to go ahead and OHKO me here. So, unfortunately, that Cynthia did manage to bring that huge swing turn that we can't do anything about. So, her drawing that Mewtwo, I think, just lost us the game. I don't think we can come back from this, because we don't have any energies attached on the board. And this is where Malamar could come in the clutch, because then we could just attach 2 energies onto a Noibat, and then like Guzma and Evolve and things like that, right? But like, unfortunately, we don't have that luxury today. Now the thing is, you have to attach dark energy, so you need only 1 Malamar and then 1 manual attachment. But yeah, I think from here on out, we are in a really bad position. I don't know how we can bring this back other than just spamming the board and hoping for the best. Like we can evolve here and retreat, attach an energy, just kind of like get a little bit safer than before, and then try to finish off 2 more Pokemon. Although that Mewtwo can hit us for so much damage now, and if she continues to accelerate energies onto it, it's going to be a huge problem. Because that thing can hit so much damage with this first attack. 30 for each one on the board. Now we are going to Lily for 6 here. We got an Acro Bike, 2 Cynthias, another Dark Energy, which is good. At least we got more energies. The thing is, I don't know what I'm going to sack here, because we don't want to sack Lele because we'll lose, and we don't want having Altaria take damage sucks as well. But I think the only option we really have to make sure we don't lose this game is to sack off Altaria, which is so bad. We don't have Lance Prism. If we had Lance Prism, it wouldn't be a big deal, because we could just like shuffle back in Altaria with like a Stretcher or something, and then use Lance to put down 2 more Altarias and hit for like an OHKO with our second attack. But we have to have 2 more energies attached as well, so it's not looking super great for your heroes guy. But I do think Malamar is needed in this deck. I just have to work on making the deck consistent even with Malamar in here. I think that's like the only way. But although Noivern is still looking good, I think Noivern is still good without it. She just had that huge swing turn that just brought her back from the grave. Like, she definitely was not in a good position, and that drawing that one of Mewtwo, the only card in this deck that could have got her an OHKO on that turn, was so big for my opponent that it just put me way in the back. I can't really do too much about it. But we're gonna keep going, because like just the right turn Guzma, the right energy counts, like top decking good cards like Lance or something, that can still win us the game. But we do have to take a knockout on a Pokemon this turn, like for sure. For sure we have to take a knockout. Knocking out Malamar does nothing at this point in the game. I do want to knock out that Dawnwings, but that Mewtwo's looking like a threat. Although Mewtwo is going to have a hard time OHKOing, which there's benefits at that point of there. So if I can get a Guzma and manual attachment as next turn, and Choice Band does put it in range because it does have exactly 80 HP left. So there's still a chance. Let's see what we can do here. We have Judge, Guzma, Cynthia, and the manual attachment. So we have what we need. She has to take 1 more prize, so we can't really bench anything safely. We'll see what we can do. Acerola just coming 1 turn too late. Actually, that doesn't really matter at all, but we'll retreat and use Guzma here. Or no, we'll Judge actually. Okay, then never mind. Maybe what I was thinking was, regardless, I'm gonna get 2-hit KO'd and I can't 2-hit KO back, so I need to find options. Maybe that's what I was thinking, because like right now she's at 30-69. She's hitting me for 90. 90 into 120 is actually a knockout. So I don't know. Maybe what I'm thinking here, no, there's not anything I can really do. I definitely think I should have Guzma'd there. But like regardless, 90 into a 120 attack is a knockout as well, because she just has to manually attach the following turn, which I'm sure she can do. So I think at that point I was just kind of getting desperate. It's like, if I can find anything else that maybe close this game, I can potentially win. But there was no close save way that I could see from this moment of time. So we're just gonna go ahead and pass here, and we'll see what happens. She can't GX me. She has no real way to OHKO unless she like completely loads up energies like crazy. But now she has Necrozma, and there's the manual attachment I was worried about. So as you can see, I think that the game would have been lost regardless. And that kind of closes up the game. I don't think I can win at that point, because that gives her 3 attackers that can do damage. If she only had 2, I could have like snaked around something. But unfortunately, she has 3. So at this point in the game, I think it's just not worth continuing. And I might just scoop here in a second, because like, what else can I really do here? I can attach, retreat, and she has a Guzma to win. We have two stretchers in hand. I believe, oh, we have 1 stretcher. I know we played 2 stretchers. We can't heal ourselves with our GX attack, and we could GX ourselves because the item lock doesn't matter anymore, taking a knockout and putting things in range for our sonic volume. So that's an option. So maybe that's something we can do, because if we take 2 more prizes, we win the game. But all she has to do is, you know, Malamar twice and manually retreat the Mewtwo and win. So regardless, we lose this game no matter what. We can't win at this point. When she put down that Noivern, we lost that game. Now, yeah, because the attack is, oh, also we can't even retreat because the attack is a 3 energy attack, not a 2 energy attack. So we can't even use our GX attack. Man, this is such a shame too, because Noivern's like one of my favorite decks, and I'm commentating this like I don't know exactly what happened in this game. We're gonna go ahead and stretch Ultra Ball here to try to find a Guzma or something, and OHKO with or not OHKO, but put 120 damage. Maybe that's like the right play. We can still GX as well. See, what I could do here is, well, I don't know if that would work. It depends on how many energies she has in the discard pile, but what I could have done here is Guzma up the Noivern and attack it. That way she can't have too many energies on the Noivern, because if she would use Dawnwing's ability, she would have to have more energies in the discard pile. So I think I knew she didn't have many energies in the discard pile, but as you saw, we tried the Ultra Ball for Lele to make that Guzma play that we mentioned earlier, to attack the Necrozma, hit it for at least 120, putting it in range of another attack next turn, 150 I guess. But our Lele was prized, so we couldn't get the Guzma. So once again, that game was like, oh, we're gonna have a small shift here, so be prepared for that, guys. It's gonna be very small. But as I said, that game was like a total disaster the second that she top decked that Mewtwo off the Cynthia. With all those cards in her deck, man, it was crazy. The luck is strong with K, man. It's strong. But anyways, we're on to game 2. We'll see what we can do here. Hopefully we can have a better game. We are going first, so whenever Noivern goes first, it is a huge threat. As you can see, this is a different day because we are taking out the dice and stuff. Yay, battery life. Oh, my camera battery sucks. By the way, guys, I am selling shirts. So this is the first video I'm recording after I started making the shirts live. So a little bit of a idea there. But we're selling shirts now, so definitely go check those out. Their links are in the description. I am super excited about the shirts. I hope you guys like them. I'm gonna probably be picking up a bunch myself. So I hope you guys enjoy the shirts. But we're gonna go ahead and move on here. So we got a Noivern, a Noibat, and a Swablu lead, which is great. So let's see if we can find a couple Ultra Balls here. Ultra Ball, we did, or Ultra Ball, I meant Nest Balls, but Ultra Ball works as well. Let's try to get a second. Well, he definitely won't be able to knock me out this turn. So what we can do is just get Swablu, and because we know Noibat is safe. So leading Noibat and knowing that it's safe based on her deck is super good for us, because she has no ways to attack for 1 energy and take a knockout at the same time. Her only 1 energy attacking Pokemon is Mewtwo, and Mewtwo only hits 30. So with 1 energy, that is. So we're not worried about it. So we can just attach here and not have to worry about losing the energy, losing the Pokemon. We can just attach the Noivern next turn and just start doing damage. We already have another energy in the deck, as well as Treasure, as well as Acerola, as well as Mystery Treasure, another one. And we just have everything that we need here, which is so good. I think that was an Ultra Ball and an energy. I kind of want to keep the Ultra Ball so I can get more, like even a draw supporter next turn. Because what I could do is get Noivern, Altaria, draw supporter, and then draw a bunch while attaching. Well, if I have the right amount of cards, but maybe I can't. But we're gonna go ahead and discard the energy because we're gonna get the Ultra Ball no matter what. Having the energy in our hand doesn't mean anything. Because we're gonna attach one, discard the other one with Treasure, discard another one with Treasure. We won't have enough cards in our hand for Ultra Ball, so I'm not too worried about it. But regardless, we are gonna at least get one Altaria down, one Noivern down, and hopefully we can get a Noibat down as well. That'd be nice. Second Noibat, and then we can start attaching energies to that, and then hopefully we can just do some Acerola spamming. We actually are going to get the Noibat down now, because we're definitely not going to be able to Acerola next turn. There's no reason to. Now, this turn, that means the upcoming turn we can get Lele for a draw supporter, as well as an Altaria or a Noivern, and then just draw from there. Probably going to get Noivern and just hope for better draws, I think. But we are going to definitely be able to search for 2 Pokemon. We could also top deck a supporter, a draw supporter, which would be good as well, because that means we don't have to play down a Lele. But our opening hand is really good. We got 2 Noibats and we got 2 Swablu's. So it's an ideal opening hand when we're, yeah, it's an ideal opening hand when we're going first. Actually, an ideal opening hand, our ideal hand is just 2 Swablu's and a Noibat in the active. That's ideal as long as we have an energy attached to the Noibat, because we don't need a second Noibat down turn 1. But once again, these are the first times we are playing these decks, so some mistakes will be happening, will be made. So please forgive us in the comments down below. Don't cook us alive. I'm not gonna be able to read these comments. I'll be in Morocco. No, I'll be able to read them, just not as often. I don't have data when I'm in these foreign countries, so I won't be able to get comments right away. So she does get a turn 1 Cynthia, a 1 Inkay down, and of course, just because of the nature of this deck, she will get a second Inkay spoiler. Actually, I don't know. I don't remember. It's been a while. Let's find out here. Dawn Wings, show me an Inkay. Show it to me. I need to see it. Oh, actually, no. Oh, yeah, this is the one game we only got 1 Inkay. That's right. I remember that. Because I remember that was like super rough for my opponent. But we steal those all the time. Okay, so we just nest ball. Well, it depends. Do I want to shuffle draw? I think I would rather shuffle back in the Mystery Treasure. So I think I'm going to discard the energy. Seems like the best option here. Yeah, we discard the energy because we want to keep the treasure in if we're going to shuffle here. We could also just Lily. I think Lily is really strong because we keep the treasure in our hand. So let's see if I can find Lily. Even if we're only drawing 5, we keep the treasure, which means we get to potentially just search for more. Yeah, so we're going to Lily draw 5, and then we'll have the treasure in our hand so that we can search for another dragon here. Definitely get Noivern. That's right. Yeah, boy. All right, cool. This works out then. Because we get the manual attachment, we get to keep the treasure, and we get a lot of good things coming out of this turn. Now I'm probably gonna discard that Latios, because unless this is the game where I still just really want to use Latios. Although this is a game where I could use Latios, it's not even like a bad thing. Got another treasure, which means we get a board. We get a nice and powerful board state this game. Yeah, I'm thinking. Let's see what I'll do here. Yeah, we'll discard the energy. We'll get ourselves Noivern. And Altaria does mean that we can take a 2-hit KO if we find a choice band. Yeah, alright, cool. Let's see what else we can do here. Am I not going to stretch her? Do I have another Acrobike in hand or what? Let's find out. Because I definitely want to hit more than 50. If I can hit 70 into like, what is it, 120 is a knockout. But I guess I'm only gonna hit 50 here, which is fine. Like, it's not a big deal. Also, sorry for the dice being weird, but we're only gonna hit 50 weird here. I guess 50 into like 120 is a knockout, but we don't want to break the item lock, so I don't know. Well, we'll be fine for the most part, just because we have we'll have ace rolls that we can use this game, and she did have an awkward lead as well, so it's pretty okay. Now the item lock is super strong early game because now she won't be able to get out Inkays as easily, which is great. There's the second Inkay, which is a little bit annoying that she managed to find another one, but it's fine. It's not a big deal. Like I said, this deck is pretty good at getting Inkays, even if you have to draw into them. Let's draw here. We got our Acerola, which means our strategy is looking pretty comfortable. We don't even have to worry about getting another Noivern now because we can just Acerola and evolve the one on the bench. But I will treasure here. And I'll toss away the Latios Prism. And we'll get ourselves an Altaria. And we'll just hit for another 50. Or that's now it's 70. So it's not going to be an Oko yet, which is a little bit annoying. But 70 plus 50, that is 130. Putting, is our, yeah, 70 plus 50 is 130. Okay. Is that right? No, it's 120. Yeah, it's 120. Never mind. Never mind. So we're actually 10 short from taking a knockout with our GX attack if it's on the bench, which is a little bit annoying. That's why I was thinking about getting the. That's why right now in post I'm thinking about doing the Altaria, but these were recorded so long ago, bro. We'll hit for 70 this turn, so she should have 120 on her. Let's see what happens this turn. Another Necrozma, and those Necrozmas are threats, but luckily they're not Mewtwo's. Mewtwo's is the real threat. Mewtwo being able to both GX and be able to hit us for a solid amount of damage is super bad for us. But as you can see, if she does damage us this turn, we are going to have access to Acerola, pick up the Noivern, attach the energy, evolve into the Noivern, put another one on the bench, and just attack again. So Noivern is super strong, or not Noivern, Acerola is super strong in this deck because it is hard to knock out a 200 HP Pokemon in one hit. Not many attacks can do it. So there's the Dawnwings. Does she have a single Malamar? She does not, which is great for us. But maybe she does. I don't know. She's thinking. Alright, so okay, she doesn't have a Malamar, which is super good. So that means we do get an extra turn to just attach here, which is really strong. So that means we do have more setup going on here. I have an upside down judge, it's triggering me. Alright, cool. I think we hold on to this hand and just attack. 70 is a knockout. And if we take a knockout, that's pretty good. It does make Dawnwings be able to GX us. But I think she wants to hold on to the GX attack for a Mewtwo. As you guys saw in that first game, Mewtwo put in so much work. So we'll see what happens here. That was probably not the best play, but it's fine. If you top deck the Malamar, she could have just set that up without manually attaching. But I think she has the draw supporter or manual attachment on deck. And judge, maybe. Alright, so I definitely think she should have put anything else active if she wants to attack with Dawnwings that turn. But I'm sure she'll draw into something. Like, this deck is pretty consistent, so the drawing isn't that bad. You are playing 11 basic psychic energies. Thinking about putting in a B-string as well, just because you attack with Dawnwings so much, but B-string is worthless with, or not B-string, Beast Energy is worthless without the choice band, because then you only hit 150, both choice band you hit 180, which is good. We'll draw a 4. We still have Acerola, which is great. So our plan isn't completely ruined. We are playing, I believe, 2 or 3 Acerola in this deck, so we'll be able to get them a lot easier. But she did get the energy attachment, which means she's hitting for 120, and we have the Acerola in hand, so no biggie here. We just Acerola, attach it with a new Noivern, or Noibat, and evolve. So it's pretty good for us. And we get second Altaria here, which means we are hitting for 90, which is really strong. 90 is 2-hit KOing without any need for choice band. For some reason, we can't find them this game, even though we are playing 3, which is fine. This is crazy to me because we thin so much with this deck thanks to our Ultra Balls and Treasures. And the fact that we're playing Ultra Balls and Treasures is already really good for like decks in general. That's why I like Dragon decks and these Psychic decks post-rotation, because you have access to these Ultra Balls and Treasures and stuff like that. And that helps you thin your deck while also giving you more consistency. So we are hitting for 90, which is a 2-hit KO. So if she attacks us again, maybe we'll top deck another Acerola, who knows. But things are looking really good. The item lock is really hindering my opponent. Still has no Malamars out. Is attacking with a lone Dawnwings that can't really do much right now. She could GX, but GXing doesn't do... Like, GXing is actually pretty good because that means she can attack next turn without being knocked out. And it's like one of those games where you have to decide, do I attack, not take an Oko, risk another Acerola, and keep going? Or do I save my GX attack for a Mewtwo who can Oko without discarding energies, without needing 4 energies, and go from there? And it's really just dependent on like how you feel about your board state, I think. She finally got a Malamar down, which is really scary for me. So that means I have to start dealing with Malamars. Let's see if she can get down a... Oh, she does get a Mewtwo. So let's see... Does she GX this turn, or does she choose to just keep attaching the Mewtwo? Because that Mewtwo, as we all saw in that last game, huge threat. There's a huge swing. She's playing a 1 of Mewtwo GX in this deck. And I guess she's just choosing to not GX, which is, I think, is pretty smart. I'm not going to lie. Because she kind of needs that extra turn I'm going to judge here. Let me attach my energy first because she knows from the Acerola that we have that. But I think it's better for her to take a big knockout than it is to not be knocked out this turn. Maybe it's kind of tough to tell because if she's not knocked out this turn, I can still item lock, and she could either take a knockout next turn or just, you know, be put in an awkward position, you know what I mean? But or I could just retreat, I guess, and just attack with another Noivern that I probably might get here because we are playing 4 treasures for Ultra Balls, you know how it is. As you saw, we have a treasure in our hand there, and we even got a Noivern. So we can actually retreat and attack, which is probably what we can. It was probably the best play, and we finally found Choice Band, finally, because we have free retreat, of course. So if she GX, we could have retreated and kept the item lock while having a fresher Pokemon active. But at the same time, she could have been really tricky and taken 4 prizes in one turn using Necrozma GX. But then I would just eventually find an Acerola because in one of our test games, she did manage to take 4 prizes off of Necrozma using just a bunch of Dawnwing spam, which is really, really cool. So I had to be very careful about that. So I learned from my mistake there. So I definitely just have to find Acerola, which I can still do because we still have treasures and Lele's and stuff like that. We even have a treasure in our hand, so we should be fine. But let's see if we can close out this game, or she's gonna retreat thanks to Alter the Moon for free. Start setting up the boy over here. She would need a second Malamar. Can she find it? And we can potentially, I think we take an Oko here, right? If we get 1 energy attachment, we get for 120, 150, 150 plus 40 is 190. Yeah, we can actually Oko anything if we find a single energy attachment on this active Noivern. So let's see if we can pull it off. The Guzma, I guess she's getting prepared for it. She can take a knock, can she? No, she's actually short. She only hits 60 with the Mewtwo right now. She's bringing up Altaria. Altaria does have 80 HP, I believe. And the new Altaria, this one has 70, but I think the new one has 80. And do we have the Guzma? Oh, I think this gets us Guzma, which wins us the game. Hey, okay. So game 2 goes to Noivern. Going first is really, really strong. And it just goes to show, man. Noivern's disruption can steal games sometimes. We did heavily make sure she did not get any Malamars early game, which really did hinder her a lot. And only having 1 Malamar means she can never have any crazy swing turns. So we'll see what happens in game 3. We are going to be going second in game 3 as well. But definitely don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, share all that good jazz. Don't forget to answer the comment question of the day, which is going to be, who's your favorite psychic type legendary Pokemon? There's so many now, so let me know in the comments down below. Winners do have a chance to win a couple of codes. Also, don't forget to pick up some shirts. It does support me greatly. If you have not seen the update video, which has gone up forever ago, July 1st. At this point, it's been so long ago, but the update video is talking about potential tournaments that are coming up to the channel soon, as well as giveaways like Secret Ultra Balls and the shirts and like all the uploads. Good. I mean, it's been a long time. I don't know why I'm mentioning this now, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Definitely go check out all that stuff. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.